Welcome to the Know, I'm Mica. The good times keep on rolling for the Nintendo Switch, and now we've got news out of Japan about another new milestone the console has reached in that territory. According to the latest issue of Famitsu, Switch sales have topped 4 million in Japan alone. And interestingly enough, that number actually matches the lifetime sales of the GameCube in Japan as well, meaning that the Switch has already caught up to that system in just a little over a year. Which is even more impressive when you consider that console sales in Japan have steadily fallen over the last decade or more. So once again, it seems like the Switch is just going to keep on being unstoppable. The next milestone, according to Game Data Library, is the Nintendo 64, which peaked at just a little over 5.5 million units in Japan. Watch out, all you scurvy sea dogs. It sounds like the high seas in Sea of Thieves are already filled with hackers, the internet's pirates. Players have started to spot hacking in the game, and it's mostly thanks to the game's PC crossplay. Windows Central reports that a number of PC cheat clients are in the wild, including auto-aim, the ability to spot chests and other items through walls, and, lots of other stuff you're not supposed to be able to do. That's definitely one downside to the crossplay focus that Microsoft is trying to push for, but probably more importantly, they'd rather not have to deal with people spoiling the fun so early on for the game's audience. They announced that Sea of Thieves has already hit more than 2 million players, so hopefully these hackers don't start running off those pirates. Please don't. I've been having fun. Don't ruin it. It has been a while since we've heard anything from No Man's Sky, but developer Hello Games announced a whole bunch of news today. Not only is the game getting a huge update on PS4 and PC, a deluxe-sized version of it will finally be hitting the Xbox One. The next update for No Man's Sky is titled Next, and will feature a number of changes. So far, they haven't really elaborated further than just that, but did say its new content will be an important next step in a journey for No Man's Sky. As for the Xbox One version that was announced, it's going to come packaged with all the updates that have already been released for PS4, including Atlas Rises, Foundation, and Pathfinder. There's no confirmed release date yet, but it will be coming out this year. Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4 is due to release this year, but we haven't really heard all that much about it lately from either Sony or developer Insomniac Games. But that might be changing soon, according to a studio employee. Responding to a tweet in which a fan asked if we could get any detail about the game before E3, even just, a picture of Peter Parker's nose. Insomniac art director Jacinda Chu tweeted, "I assure you, we can do better than that. We have some cool stuff planned, but we'd like to make sure everything is just right before moving forward. I appreciate everyone's patience." Well, we're definitely a lot less patient now, but I can't wait. Far Cry 5 has only been out a few days, but it's already setting bunch of records for the franchise on Steam. It's peaked at more than 83,000 concurrent users and nearly 280,000 owners. Again, this is just for Steam, but that's the best that a Far Cry game has done on Steam. Far Cry 3 hit a peak of about 23,000 players, and that was the previous record. And it's better than any other Ubisoft game apart from The Division, which peaked at nearly 114,000 players. So yeah, even though we're early in the days of the game when these numbers tend to be highest, this is definitely good news for the devs at Ubisoft. And all those good boys in the game. Go pet all the doggos, there are so many. It looks like that rumored remake of Red Faction Guerrilla is actually happening. THQ Nordic says that a remastered, yep, that's the edition, I didn't make that up, Eddy didn't make that up, a remastered edition of the game will have native 4K support plus fully reworked graphics along with all the game's DLC. If you never played the original, it's a third-person shooter set on Mars, and it won a lot of praise back in 2009 for its gameplay and destructible environments. Destructoid called it one of the best games ever released by the original THQ studio, saying it's quite a hoot to blow up a building's support beams and watch it tumble down into pieces on top of anyone around it. The new version of the game with the horrible pun for a name will release for the PC, PS4, Xbox One in the second quarter of this year. It looks like Overwatch's Uprising event is coming back to the game next month. Blizzard is teasing the event on Twitter, marketing its launch next month. According to their teases, it seems like this event is going to include not only last year's timed Kings Row Uprising content, which gave us some Tracer's first mission and a little bit more Mercy and a little bit more Soldier 76, but also some brand new stuff featuring none other than McCree and Genji. Bringing back timed events with old and new content is definitely an interesting strategy, but it makes sense as some players who are newer might have missed it when it ran last year. Either way, sign us up for some more of that headcanon-destroying lore. Aww. The creators of Dead by Daylight have unveiled their latest game, which they're calling a new kind of competitive shooter. The game, called Deathgarden, ooh, catchy, is a 5v1 shooter that developer Behavior Digital calls a brutal symmetrical shooter where powerful hunters prey on agile runners in a spectacular dystopian blood sport. Normal! Judging from the trailer, it looks super intense and it'll be playable at PAX East next week, so we'll learn more about it soon. Pedro Pascal stole hearts as Oberyn Martell on Game of Thrones, and now he's joining up with Diana Prince in Wonder Woman 2. We don't know who he's playing yet, but Variety has confirmed that Patty Jenkins has cast him in the super sequel and that the role is pivotal. Maybe Diana has the new love interest? Sorry, Steve Trevor. This isn't the first time Patty Jenkins and Pedro Pascal have worked together, though. Previously, they made a TV movie called Exposed. Wonder Woman 2 should be filming shortly since it has a November 1st, 2019 release date, so expect a lot more cast to be revealed soon. Taika Waititi's Thor Ragnarok follow-up isn't what you'd expect. It's a World War II thriller called Jojo Rabbit about a young German boy whose mother is hiding a Jewish girl in their home. So that's quite a change of pace for a filmmaker known for his comedic sensibilities, but he's got some star power on his side. He has recruited Black Widow herself, Scarlett Johansson, to play the boy's mother, reports Variety, and now that he has a crucial role cast, he'll be on the hunt for the boy at the center of the story. Production is expected to start this spring after Waititi finishes his work on the pilot for What We Do in the Shadows spin-off series. So that is all the news we have for you today. Remember to comment on any of your news stories that you enjoyed in the comments below, and for more news from all the corners of the internet, like this video, and if you're new around here, subscribe to the Now. Might be changing soon, according to a studio employee. Responding in Insomniac art director Jacinda. So yeah, even though we're in the early days of the game with these numbers, So yeah, even though we're early in the days of the